Want to touch on some other big things at the moment in the sport of boxing. There's a lot of talk at the moment about, and you used to call him Tanky, Tanky and Lamont Roach. Is it on? Is it off? This morning, I think we saw him blowing a big J. He was having a bit of a smoke. What's your thought? When I spoke to Kenny Ellis in Puerto Rico, he sort of said some things around, Tank, maybe 1 or 2 more fights and retire. Do you think he will retire, or do you think he's just playing the game?
Look, I don't really know. Like I've said multiple times, he runs his own race. I just feel like he doesn't love the sport, to be honest. I really feel like, of course, yeah, he's made money. We've all made money, the big names, but I feel like he just doesn't really love the sport. He wants to get into other things. So whatever he's doing, whatever, if he's going to fight in March, if he's not going to fight, if he's going to have 2 more fights, 1 more fight, no fights, curl his hair, straighten his hair, I don't really care what he's doing. He's at 135, I'm at 140 now, and he can do his business and I'm going to handle my business.
There was talk about him and Lomachenko late last year that would probably get it on this year. Lomachenko just recently had some little bit of back surgery. They've cleaned up some ligament there. They think that he will come back next year. Do you think Loma will return next year, and do you see Loma and Tank getting it on, or you don't see that fight happening?
Look, again, 2 different broadcasters. Again, Lomachenko is very loyal to Top Rank and whoever their broadcaster will be on ESPN. They're waiting to see what happens with that. Tank is, he's got his broadcaster and promoter, so it was supposed to be done. Obviously, didn't happen. Lomachenko and Tank, does it happen? Does it not happen? Who knows, man? But Lomachenko is a legend, hell of a fighter, future Hall of Famer, and I'm proud to have fought the guy. And yeah, he's got a bit of an injury, a bit of a ligament, rib injury. Who knows? Maybe with a couple of them right hands to the body. Busting him up.
Well, he did say that at the back.
He did. Look, Lomachenko is, like I said, I showed so much respect to him after the fight and even before the fight, because he's a guy that I looked up to coming up. So we give respect to the guy, and if he does fight Tank, it'll be very interesting. Even at this older age, he's still extraordinary, and the way he moves and the angles and the footwork and the fakes. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not part of their team. Like I've always said, I'm focused on my race and what I'm doing.
Another foe that you fought twice, Devin Haney, is looking to return in March as well. There's been talk about Teofimo, there's been talk about Adrian Broner, there's been talk about will he go to 47 and fight, will he stay at 140, get the BC back in recess? What are your thoughts on Devin Haney's return? I know he's back in training at the moment, and George, how does he mentally and physically come back of the ordeal that he went through last year against Ryan Garcia?
Look, Devin, he's training, he looks fit, looks in good condition. I know he had a baby girl, so congratulations. I'm sure that's going to keep him even more focused. I'm a father of 3 kids, so when you got that, when you're trying to provide for another life, for someone, that's your blood. You're going to zone in and do everything you can. So we're going to have to wait and see. There's a few different names that we've heard. Whatever route he takes, it's going to be interesting, because a lot of people constantly, good or bad, positive or negative, Haney is constantly talked about. Similar to myself, good or bad, I'm constantly talked about. So that creates more eyes and more exposure to their fights and to the sport. So all the best to Devin Haney, and like I said, congratulations on the little baby.
Does it change you, George? Back when you had Avalia and then obviously the Leo and that, but does it change you straight away, fatherhood, in terms of what you're fighting for now, in terms of what's at sacrifice, your partner and that? Do you think it'll change Devin a lot?
Man, for me, it made me a relentless motherfucker, because at that stage, very, very little money, 2 kids, and I'm trying to think, how can I make this work? I'm grinding my way to the top, and people have heard the story, they know the story. This is real. This is no bullshit. It was a hard grind to get to the top, and my focus is to provide for my kids, do whatever it takes, and I'm proud to have created that wealth and a good life for them, because I zoned in. As soon as I had my kids, I zoned in even more. And a lot of people worried when we announced my first baby that we would be maybe too focused on the kid, too focused on the baby, but it made me even hungrier. And still to this day, what I've achieved and what I've been able to do, I'm still zoning in on giving them more, giving them even better life. So we'll see. I'm sure it's going to give him you know, that extra edge. But again, be careful of them. You know, the sleep is a bit difficult, so you're gonna have to go sleep in one of the other rooms. I'm sure he's got a big house, so sleep in the other room.
You, in the contract, you did twice with Devin Haney. There was a rematch clause. If you're in Devin Haney's thing now, I know your mentality better than anyone. He's got to get Ryan back, or what?
Yeah, I think he's got to go back to that. He's got to revisit that. Not just for the world, more for himself. I think he's got to revisit that. Like for me, after the Haney one fight, my mind's just, I got to go again. I got to. That's my first loss. I got to go back to that. I got to somehow try to get that back. And unfortunately, look, it didn't work. But we saw I gave everything I had. I'm a warrior. Took shots, bloodied up. He was bloodied up. I gave my shots to him. And I think, yeah, he's got to look at that. But when does he look at that? It doesn't have to be next. It could be in 2 fights. And like we said, Ryan came in at a heavier weight. They got to, find the exact way where it works for both guys. Obviously, clean testing, and they go from there.
You used the word before, bitch ass, Teofimo Lopez. Potential fight coming back in March, April, maybe. He says he's with Top Rank.
If you look at his Twitter, he's been ranting. He's even gone and put something about round 10, he knocked me down. And since then, look what he's done. And I've had a few losses. Yeah, I lost to Devin Haney and I lost to Lomachenko. Yeah, you beat Lomachenko, but arguably beat him with one arm. Let's be serious. Go fight him again if you think you're that good. And let's go through Sandor Martin, Ortiz, Claggett. Who the hell was Claggett? You know what I mean? He still gave him a hell of a fight. Respect. So you want to talk about he's back, WBA belt, blah, 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 blah. You're begging for paydays. You made nothing from the sport. Sit down. Like I put you on your ass in that first fight. Sit down. Yeah, you knocked me down in round 10. You lanced me to the back of the head. I got up like a true warrior and belted you for the next 2 rounds and took your belts, took all your paydays, quadrupled that shit, and when I made even more in my hometown. So, I don't really care about no Teofimo Lopez. There's a lot of this and doesn't know where this is going.
You talk about Hitchens in New York. Is that a fight that can still happen, providing it's on your terms? When I talk about Kambosos versus Lopez, you did win the first fight. You beat him. The boxing world knows you beat him quite convincingly.
Yeah, it wasn't even a split. He's lucky he had that one judge that was trying to give it to him, so it wasn't even close.
But is that a fight also now, I just see in your eyes, that you want to revisit to get him again?
I've been saying I said it that night when I beat him in the ring, and I've said it multiple times in multiple interviews, that you want to fight, you want to make it happen, and there has been discussions. But I beat you in your hometown. I don't care that you have a belt at the moment. I'm the bigger draw card. You come here to Australia, we fight. If not, you be patient. I'm going to handle business in March. I'm going to go take Hitchens' belt, and then let's work it out. Let's work it out. Let's unify. Let's work it out and give the world the rematch that everybody will sit and watch. And
oh yeah.
I'm with Matchroom now. We'll do it in Australia, or we do it in Saudi Arabia. Turkey would love to have that big rematch, and I'm open to do it on neutral ground like that. But I'm not coming back, and no disrespect, I've never lost in America, but I'm not coming back to New York. I already beat you. I'll come back to New York for only one guy.
Only Hitchens?
And I'm coming back to New York for Hitchens. That's all. Simple as that.